Hello friends, I am Professor Yasar Shinde from College of Agriculture Business Management Nashik. Again in front of you with the important topic farming system, definition, scope and classification of farming systems. As per current agriculture situation is concerned, it becomes decreasing per capita and fragmented with increasing population. As result of that, farmers' income decreasing day by day. So, for increasing farmers' income and sustainability of farm, and allied enterprises, adoption of different farming systems is essential now. Let's start the topic farming systems. Before starting the topic, let's have the meaning of some important concepts. First is farm. Farm is an organized economic unit in which crop and animal production is carried out with purpose of producing economic net returns. Next concept is farming. It is the process of harnessing solar energy in the form of economic plant and animal products, and system implies a set of interrelated practices or processes organized into a functional entity. And the next is system. A system is defined as a set of elements or components that are interrelated and interacting among themselves. Now we will see what is farming system. As per definition, farming system is a resource management strategy to achieve economic and sustained production to meet diverse requirements of farm household while preserving resource base and maintaining high level environmental quality. Basically, farming system is an appropriate combination of farm enterprises like cropping system, livestock, fisheries, forestry, poultry, and means available to raise profitability. Ideal farming system is that which maintain ecological socio-economic balance on one hand and attempt to meet the national goals, that is increasing production and productivity. Now let's see the scope of farming system in economical point of view. Indian economy is predominantly based on agriculture, and 85% land holding is less than 2 hectare and decreasing day by day. Majority of problems available for farmers under Indian conditions like uncertainty of climatic conditions, absence of sufficient irrigation facilities and many more. And as we all know, the cultivable land is limited, that is about 143.8 million hectare under Indian conditions. So to meet the requirement of food grains for increasing population, the effective utilization of space, time and other resources through suitable farming system is essential. Adoption of appropriate farming system becomes the first step towards sustainability. The objective of sustainability is the utilization of input without imparting the quality of environment with which it interacts. The overall objective to evolve technologically feasible and economical viable farming system models by integrating cropping with other enterprises includes livestock, poultry, fishery, sericulture, etc. When combining two or more enterprises with cropping system are carefully chosen, planned and executed gives greater dividends or benefits than a single enterprise, especially for small and marginal farmers. Why study of farming system is essential? The objectives are to identify existing farming systems in specific areas and access their relative viability, to formulate models of farming systems involving main and allied enterprises for different situations, to ensure optimum utilization and conservation of available resources and effective recycling of farm residues within system, to maintain sustainable production without damaging resources or environment, and to raise overall profitability of farmhouse hold by complementing main and allied enterprises with each other. Now we are aware about the farming system, its meaning and objectives to be achieved through adoption of suitable farming system. Now let's see the classification of farming systems on different bases. First classification is based on size of farm. First is collective farming, in which income is based on collection of plant products from non-arable land such as honey, gum, flour, etc. Most of tribal communities follow collective farming system. Another type is cultivation farming, which includes cultivation of land to obtain maximum production per unit area. It is again subclassify as small scale farming and large scale farming according to actual size of farm, having their own benefits and losses. Then according to proportion of land, labor and capital farming system classified as intensive cultivation and extensive cultivation. The intensive cultivation is the cultivation where more labor and capital used on same piece of land, whereas more area is brought under cultivation to increase the output is referred as extensive cultivation. Next type of classification is based on value of product into specialized farming, diverse or diversified farming, mixed farming, ranching and subsistence farming. So, one by one, first one is specialized farming, in which 50% or more income of total crop production is desired from a single crop. For example, paddy farm, mango orchard, etc. Next is diversified farming, where several production enterprises of income but no any source of income equal as much as 50% income. Next is mixed farming. It is combined crop production with rearing to livestock. At least 10 to 49% income must be from livestock for mixed farming. Next is subsistence farming. It is the farming in which farmer cultivate land for their living and to meet the total requirement the rare cattle, poultry and other things. Next type is ranching, in which rearing of livestock is the major enterprise. Let's see the other classification. According to water supply, there are two types. First one is rain-fed farming and another one is irrigated farming. So rain-fed farming means the farming or cultivation of crops depends on monsoon and no other source of irrigation. Whereas irrigated farming is depends on different sources of water supply like well, tube wells, canals, dams, etc. Next basis of classification is according to type of rotation. In that first one is ley farming. The growing of grasses or legumes in rotation with grain crops is nothing but ley farming. Next is field system. It is growing field crops as per particular season. Next is perennial crop system, which includes different orchards of fruits. Next classification of farming system is based on intensity of rotation, which includes shifting cultivation, lay or fallow farming, permanent cultivation, and multiple cropping. Next type on the basis of degree of commercialization. Under that, first one is commercialized farming, means it is farming for profit. Next is partly commercialized farming, means it is combination of profit and family consumption. Next is subsistence farming, means cultivation of land only for survival or living, means without commercial point of view. Next and last classification according to degree of nomadic. Before classify, let's see what is nomadic. It is people who are not permanent residents of an area, they just keep moving. So classification according to degree of nomadism is as below. First one is total nomadic. Total nomadic means the animal owners do not have permanent place for residence. Next is semi nomadic, means animal owners have permanent place for residence with supplementary cultivation is practiced. Next is partial nomadic, means farmer or owner have permanent residence and his herds or animals remains in the vicinity. Next is transhumant, means it is the seasonal migration of livestock to suitable grazing ground. It occurs when farmer or owner of animals sends their herds to herdman for long period of time to distant grazing areas. Next type is stationary animal husbandry. It occurs where the animals remain on the holding or in the village throughout the entire year. At the end of today's topic, we come to know the farming system, their meaning, and detailed classification according to different bases. I wish this video must be helpful and informative to students and farmers. Thank you all.